My name is Brian van Oosten and I'm the mid laner for Excel Esports. This is my Viktor guide. I am above 300k mastery points and I'm going to show you how to play Viktor.
Hiding around, Chris Berg doesn't want to be the one standing forward. A three-man knockout comes through, followed up by the damage. There's going to be everything thrown down and Misfits lose 3. It's a triple kill onto Kruimel and this will be Baron Nashor.
So the runes I use for Viktor and solo queue is you go sorcery mastery page and you go Airy first, celerity, scorch and mana flow bound. And the second one is domination, ravenous hunters and taste of blood. The matchups you want to go as Viktor are the passive ones because you can just farm easy and that's what you have to do in Viktor. So I would recommend to play Viktor against Ryze or even Corki, something that you can scale up with. And you really don't want to play against assassins like Zed, Yasuo, because it will give you a hard time. What you need to build on Viktor is after the first back you need to get your first upgrade for your E so you can wave clear and look for potential roams. And if you go for a second back, it's the best to have the second and third upgrade for your perfect hex score. And after that you should go Lich Bane, maybe into boots and then go for Rabadons. You basically try to farm, and I have a build that yeah, you can kind of poke him out, and you should. And always try to poke with your laser, because that's it's a long range ability, so try to abuse that. But don't try to go all in, because you're Viktor early, and most of the trades you won't really win. Especially against a Ryze, if he gets his full combo on you, you're kind of screwed. If you struggle in lane, it's like basically the same. You always try to farm up, even if it's on the tower, just try to farm up. And if the matchup is really hard, you can go like a defensive way of Viktor. So you can like buy Abyssal Mask, but that's it's not the case what I'm doing right now. But you could go Abyssal against a heavy AP comp you're playing against. And for example, if you get ganked, try to lay down your gravity field that they need to walk around it or need to flash. And even if you didn't base yet and you got the money for your item, but you can't push it out, you can also just use the ult to wave clear. I would recommend people to back whenever they can buy the first upgrade. And if you want wave clear, try to stand in front of the wave, so it will stack up and you can land a perfect E that hits the first damage and the second damage. Right now I got the lane prio, so I'm gonna transfer the lane prio to bot lane. Try if you can make something happen here, which unfortunately didn't go as planned. I would say for around mid game, if you get your second upgrade, you should look for team fights and try to group up with the team. Make sure you have blue buff because you will be spamming Q a lot. And the CDR is also really nice to have on Viktor because your abilities have long cooldowns. At this point I'm just, I push out the lane and trying to look for, to rotate top and make a dive happening. And once you're ganking and the person is CC'd, try to lay down your gravity field so it will always hit, because a CC'd person can't walk and do anything. And then it's basically just spam your Q and E on the target. Try to get as much damage out as you can. And for example, if you're against Ryze, when he ults and he tries to get out, you can cancel his ult with your own ult, because your ult cancels enemy channels. So it's really something nice to know, because most of people don't realize that Viktor can do that. Always try to upgrade your hex score first, because it's the most important item to have, and it gives a lot of AP and mana, and it will grow with every level. So as you could see there, I W'd the person who was CC'd, so he can't move, and it's a pretty free kill. And Viktor is also, when you get your second upgrade, you always go for your Q. So so you get more speed whenever you use it. It's really good to catch up onto people or escape certain ganks. And after you get your first step, if you get the perfect hex score, just try to rush Lich Bane if you can, because that will provide mana for your Q and cooldown reduction. And it also really helps with your Q because it does like double the damage. It's like when you get ahead, it's perfect for Viktor to search up team fights and try to get neutral objectives like Baron and Drake, because you can set up really well for it, because you have your W, which has a lot of zoning potential, which you can use to zone the enemies from getting into the Baron pit or into the Drake pit. And always try to keep moving whenever you go fight or take objectives. If you're in like a lot of skirmishes, always try to like kind of poke with your E first. Try to stay out of their range, unless it's like maybe a AD carry. You can try to fight them, but like your abilities still have cooldowns, so you should kite them. And don't forget that your Q also has a second part of it, that it shoots a laser which deals more damage. So try to utilize that, especially with Lich Bane. But it's ideal for you if you go on T5s to stand in the back and try to hit the front line and just chunk them down, shred their armor or magic resist. And always when you're sieging, always try to poke with your E. And when you're really far ahead and you have your Lich Bane and your full perfect hex score, you can just rush Rabadons. If that team doesn't have any like tanks, huge tanks, you can just rush Rabadons. Also, you should go Void Staff probably. At this point, when we have Baron, we just try to siege and get the inhibs and slowly close out the game. Unless they are coming at us and we try to team fight, and if we ace them, we end the game. That's basically it. It's also a good thing to know when you're running away and you got your Q upgraded. Just try to Q minions so you gain the movement speed. You can just run out of nasty situations.